Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. This side Priya Bhatia and welcome to this new amazing video on my channel where we will discuss about mastering SQL aggregation and grouping concept in the playlist which is going on. So this is the episode number 5 and I hope that you are following up every episode in a sequence. That is the prerequisite which is required. And now from the upcoming episodes which you will see on my channel, you will observe we are approaching towards the advanced concepts of SQL. So it requires a lot of attention and research from your side as well. So I'm attaching a clip of my paid bootcamp. So please do watch it out until the very end. Then only you will be able to understand the complete concept behind the aggregation and grouping and alter command which we will try to cover up there. But before jumping towards the upcoming part of the clip, please make sure that you will hit like button. Please make sure you will share this video with each and every one. Please make sure you will subscribe to my channel. It will really means a lot to me. And with this, let's get started. Let's start today's topic where we will start with the analysis only. And when we are doing the analysis, we will understood the concepts of, let's say, group by and heavy enclosed. We will understand the concept of min and max, sum and average. So as a first priority of today's session, let's finish these pointers and then we will move ahead. One more thing, I think Megha has already mentioned in the Telegram group. But I'm again telling you because in the last session I forget about talking about this thing, and then today only I just checked the messages on the Telegram. What you guys have had a chit chat. Yesterday I was not feeling well, so I just didn't saw any message. I just put down the things. By the way, recordings are available, right? I manually upload the recordings yesterday. Is it available now? Have you checked? Anyone who has checked on the dashboard, second session recording is available or not? It's there, right? Perfect. So yesterday, not yesterday, day before yesterday, we were talking about the count of the number of learners enrolled in the month of Jan. So we have discussed that in the Jan, if we are doing, so in that case, there is no need to provide this as well. And we can just run this command, if you remember. And we got the result as 3, which is true. Then I told you one more statement where we were discussing that, let's say the statement changed to, in this case, not specifically Jan, but I'll say in the month of Jan, let's say 21st. So in that case, we were doing, and then in between some few things we are discussing. So this thing we have missed. So when I was writing, by default, we know as a timestamp, the syntax will be what is the year, then what is the month, and then what is the day, if you remember, right? We have discussed in our last class, year, month, and day. So I told you, let's say if I write 21, that should go. And we have tried to start working on this. And we have seen that the answer is not correct because in my report, which you will see here in the learners table, we do have people who have enrolled on 21st exact January. So it should at least give me the answer as 1, but it is giving me the answer as 0. So what is the issue in this command? If you will be able to observe the timestamp syntax, I think you can clearly see, right? After 21, there is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. The timing which it is showing, right? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So it means that in this timestamp, I'm not getting only the date. I'm getting, apart from date, there is a specific time. So what you have to do is you have to say underscore that percentile symbol again, so that it indicates that I don't care after 21 whatever thing will come, I don't care that. If you're saying 21, just you are saying that after 21 nothing should be there. But if you will be able to observe in the learner enrollment date after 21 or maybe any date, if you will see after that there is a 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 is there, right? So it is not comparing it properly. So you have to make sure that you will write percentile after 21. So that is where if you will run this code now, you will be able to see by getting a correct answer. Okay, that's the major reason why on that day we were missing that point of percentile. So I think now it is clear to everyone. Any doubt in this part? Make sense? So now with this, let's move to this new tab where we will start focusing on the aggregation and grouping specifically. So
Ma'am,
let's.
I have a doubt. If we talk about the exact day, month, and year, then also this will work. Na? If we use a percentage sign after the year, after the day.
Can you repeat your question? What you are saying? Year also you will add?
Ma'am, for example, year is 2024 and day is 01 only and month is also 01. So if we use the percentage sign after this, so it will not give an error. It will give the right answer.
Yes, it will give the correct answer.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, let's make it as it is. Now, if we can see, we have a database called as TechForAllWithPriya. You can also side by side create a new file. Today's session is aggregation and grouping focus, so you can create by that name. Just try to use database which we are using from the day one, which is TechForAllWithPriya, so that we can start our working today. Just let me know once you're ready. Ready? Everyone? Can I get confirmation? Shall we start? So if you remember, we have three tables, right? We have the table of learners. So we can see, right? We can say show tables. So if we can see in this database, we have three tables: course, employee, learners. So the first question for you all is, let's say I want to do analysis of the count of the number of students, who joined the course via. So let's try to see the learners table. Select star from learners. Okay. So source of joining is LinkedIn, YouTube, and community. So let's say I want to count the number of students who want to join the course via LinkedIn, followed by YouTube, followed by community. So this is the problem statement. So what I'm looking for as an answer is that via LinkedIn, let's say 2 students have joined. Via YouTube, again, 2 students have joined. And via community, again, 2 students have joined. So in a way, we are saying that in total, we have 6 people in the website as a learner. And individually, 3 different platforms, and two people have joined individually from that platform. Depending upon what is my data looking like, maybe yours is different, so accordingly your answer will get changed. So how can we solve this problem? Any idea? Anyone?
We can use group by.
That is where the need of the today's agenda, which is grouping by clues, will come into picture. So whenever I'm telling you that you need to specifically take any column into consideration, and inside that column, whatever the unique values you have, take that as a important parameter and count some specific value, for example, for that part. For example, just now I have said that take the column as a source of joining into account, source of joining, right? Take this into account, and then I am saying that in this source of joining, whatever be the unique values you have, maybe you have LinkedIn, maybe you have YouTube, maybe you have a community, right? So on the basis of that, let's say I will be having further more points, maybe ads will be there. As of now, it's not there. Maybe in future it will be there. So whatever the unique things, unique source of joining that I have for my website, I'll refer that. And I'm looking to count correspond to that. So what you will do, you want to do a grouping on the basis of the source of joining specifically. So how this command will work? So you will mention what you will select. You will select the column name. What is the column name we want to work with? It is source of joining. Source of joining, right? Now what I want to do, I want to count, right? How many individual values will be there specific to LinkedIn, specific to YouTube, specific to community. So what I'll do, I'll say count star. Maybe you can write a alias name for this as number of students from, what is the table name? Learners is my table name. Now, major task will come where you're saying, group my complete result, whatever be the result you're showing to me as a table, group by which value? Source of joining. So if you will just run this command and check it out, you will be very beautifully able to get that individual unique source of joining, which is LinkedIn, YouTube, and community, correspond to that number of students, which is 2, 2, and 2. Because in this case, our record size is very small. We have manually done everything from scratch. But in future, when we will be dealing with a huge amount of data, this command is really amazing for that purpose, right? So any doubt in this part, person? Any doubt? Anyone? Is it clear? Now, one important thing which you have to remember always whenever you are using group by command, whatever parameter you are using after group by, for which you want to do a grouping, that parameter, that value, that column name should always be there after select. One point. Apart from that, second point is you can use any, what kind of operators it is called as? Aggregation operators. So always remember, what is the meaning of grouping and aggregation? Grouping means that's what you are doing, a grouping, group by. And then I'm saying aggregation. What is the meaning of aggregation? So there exist aggregation operators that we are discussing today. Aggregation meaning that you are trying to take the entire records that you have and display any one or two answers depending upon what kind of aggregation operator you are using. For example, in our SQL, we have count as the aggregation operator. We have min as the aggregation operator. These are the functions that we have, which we will apply on top of our data to get the result. Max, we can have. Sum, we can have. Average, we can have. So what is the meaning of aggregation? Means you're trying to accumulate all the records that you have to deliver one output. We're aggregating everything. So after group command, you can use first of all those columns which you will use in a group by. Apart from this, you can only use these aggregation operators, nothing else. Otherwise, it will show you an error. Is it clear what I want to convey here? Any doubt? For example, let's say I want the location as well. So if we will see the result of learners, we will be having location, right, as a column. So maybe I'm looking for a location as well. And if I try to run this particular command, can you see error is coming up? What is the error? Location. This is incompatible. I think in your system, if you will just run this command, you can clearly see in my system, maybe the screen is not that much big, but you can see it is mentioned that it contains non-aggregated column. So whatever command you're using, in this, you are using a non-aggregated column. This location is a non-aggregated column, meaning you are not using any aggregation operator on top of this particular column. So you cannot use this kind of a command with respect to group by. Whatever column you will use, you have to use that after group by. Apart from this, you can use aggregation operators only. Any non-aggregated column you cannot use from the table whenever you are writing any group by command. Is that point is clearly understandable to each and everyone? Any doubt in this part?
Can I ask a
Anyone?
question?
Yes, please.
So you're saying
if you do a group by any aggregate, you have to just do that one section. And then let's say you wanted to group location, you'd have to do another command separate.
Not separate. Let's say I'll change my problem statement and I'll say that count grouping via location as well as source of joining. So I'll change my statement grouping via source of joining and the location. So in that case, because you have to do a grouping via both of them, so in that case, what will happen? Then you can use this. Then you can say location. Then it is fine. But this is not fine. Let me show you the answer of this. Can you see? Location is also coming up.
Oh, so
Again,
you can put them together, but they have to.
yes, we
Okay.
can put them together. That's the constraint. So after select, whatever column you are using, which is a known aggregated column, you have to use that column after group by all those values. If you're not using and you're specifying after select, then it will show an error. For example, in this case, location you're using after select command, and after group by you're not using the location. That is why error is coming. So you have to remove this. This is wrong. Then it is fine. Now it will be working fine.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm writing this point because it's very, 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 very important point, which I'm just now conveying. I don't know how many of you will be able to get my point very, very clearly. If you are having any confusion, I can repeat again, but let me write it down. Take a note what I'm trying to convey here. I'm just saying that whenever you are using a group by clause, there are few constraints of this particular clause. First constraint is, which I just now talked about, that after select command, after writing select command, whatever be the non-aggregated columns you are using, you are writing after select command, whatever the non-aggregated column. I hope this meaning is clear. What is the meaning of non-aggregated column? Exactly, you're picking up the column name. That's it. You're not using count star, you're not using min, you're not using max, you're not using sum or average. You are using specifically directly column name itself. Then the necessity is that after group by, you have to copy paste all those non-aggregated columns. Non-aggregated columns. If you will not do this, you will get an error. Yes, if you are applying any aggregated column after select command, then it is fine. After select command, then there is no need to specify in the group by. Then it will work perfectly fine. What is the meaning of aggregated column? I'm again repeating, using count keyword, using min keyword, using max keyword, using sum keyword, using average keyword. All these are the aggregations. So that's why, again, if you will see, I have given you an example very beautifully that if you are writing after source of joining any XYZ non-aggregated columns and you're not writing after group by, then it will show you trouble. You have to specify all those columns. Whatever be the value you are mentioning, you have to specify after group by as a non-aggregated columns to get the answer. Is it fine? Is it clear to everyone? What I want to clarify here. I hope you won't make this issue again, because many times people are making this specific mistake and they won't be able to understand why it is happening. Many times you will observe in practical when you will go and work in the industry projects, maximum time you will be like, why group by command is not working. The real issue is this only. Now here you can see that, let's say I want to grouping via source of joining and the location. In that case, you can see LinkedIn, person is from Bangalore, one student is there. From LinkedIn, person is from Noida, only one student is there. So now I'm doing grouping on the basis of both the columns, source of joining and location. So unique source of joining and location, it will pick up and give the number of students corresponding to that particular reports that we have, right? Because we will be having all the unique values and number of values will be one. So this is the answer we are getting, right? Shall we move ahead? Now, the question for you all is, can you write a command where corresponding to each course, let's say, how many students have enrolled? So I'm looking for that individually, whatever be the unique courses I have, that is 1, 2, and 3, right? So correspond to every unique course that I have, how many students have enrolled in that? For example, in SQL Bootcamp, as per our database, how many students have enrolled? In DSA, how many students have enrolled? And in Excel course, how many students have enrolled? How can I do this question? Can you write a command and share it with me in the chat window? Think about it. How will you solve this problem?
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, I was just traveling it and I just went to home right now. So can you just give me a gist what you have taught right now?
Your voice is not clear, actually. Prabhu.
Ma'am, I'm saying that I've just reached home right now. So can you just give me a gist what you have taught right now so that I could, attend the session actively?
So just now we have talked about group by keyword, where we have seen that the constraints of group by. I have talked about that. What is the meaning of aggregation? Aggregation meaning where you are using the keywords like count, min, max, sum, average. So whatever the non-aggregating keywords you have, whatever the column names you have to use it after the group by. That's the number one condition I have talked about. Apart from aggregated columns, you have to use all the specified columns after group by. Otherwise, it will show you an error. So I have shown you this example where you can see source of joining is there. So it is showing you the correct output. If let's say you want to add a location, so just make sure after group by also you will use the same thing again to get the answer done. So here also you can see the result is getting fine. But if let's say you will just use the location in the after select command and you are not using after this group by this location keyword, then it will throw an error. I shown you why is that so, because you have used after select location, but you are not using location after group by. That's the major thing which you have to take care of. That's what I have talked about just now. Okay.
Ma'am, you were giving an example that you have to fetch the data of number of students who have joined the LinkedIn. Well,
No, not
so how
specifically
was it
LinkedIn. I have
implemented?
given the example of the number of students who join by different platforms. LinkedIn, YouTube, community. We will discuss specific to LinkedIn. There is a very small change which is required. We will discuss in future how we can be done.
Okay.
Okay, I got few answers. Let's see. Um, correct. Kanisha, it's not from learners table, right? So you're writing from learners table. But if you can see, our course is available in the courses table, not in the learners table.
Oh, I got it gave me an
Same
answer.
thing Megha has done. She also
Okay.
has written, he also has written learners. So learners won't come, no? We are talking about the courses. So the command given by Yashaswi and I think Nagasai is correct. So let me copy his command. Let's write it down here. I feel it's correct. So let's see, selected course, count star as number of students from, okay, he has also mentioned learners. Just wait. No, it's correct. It's correct. Sorry. Selected courses available in the learners table. Sorry. It's correct. Selected courses count star as number of students from learners group by I think it's correct. Selected courses, for me it is S.
On that note, is there a way to get,
I got your question. Speak.
is it a way to get the selected course to list like the name of the course?
Yes. We will do that.
Okay.
We'll do that. So yes, this command is correct. So I think the command of everyone, whosoever is mentioned, is correct actually. Kanisha, you have mentioned that you have some different strategy. I think it's same only, right? Whatever other have mentioned.
Yeah, just the names are just a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's correct.
And-
Everyone is writing, whatever you guys have written, it's correct. So what we have done, again, I'm telling, we have selected the selected courses, the number of students from the learners table, group by the selected courses, because we are looking for that with respect to this course number 1, how many number of students have enrolled, course number 2, how many students have enrolled, course number 3, how many students have enrolled. Now, in this case, you must have observed that this 1, 2, 3 is the course ID of the course table. So if you will just check it out, the course table, select start from course. This is 1, 2, 3, right? 1 indicates complete Excel course, DSA for interview prep, SQL bootcamp. And as per that thing, you will be able to get the answer, which is 2, 1, and 3 individual to each and every course that we have. We'll work upon that how, with respect to this selected course IDs, we will be able to get the name, just like what Kanisha has asked just now. In this particular part per se, it will be done definitely. We'll discuss very soon. Okay? But
Then
yeah, as
using
of now,
subqueries,
this
we
should be
can achieve,
fine.
right?
Uh-huh.
Using subqueries, we can achieve, right?
Yes, correct. So we'll discuss, I think there is a next session. Next means tomorrow session where we will talk about window functions and subqueries. There we will discuss the same point again. But as of now, let's take it easy. I hope this part is clear to everyone, right? Now, what I want from you all is that correspond to every course of joining. What is the maximum years of experience any person can hold? So what is the question I'm saying? Corresponding to each course, or you can say individual source of joining. What you're supposed to do is give the maximum years of experience any person holds. Can you write the command for this? So we are focusing on that, for example, let's say ki LinkedIn is the source of joining we have. So in LinkedIn, let's say there are 3 people or 4 people who have joined. So what is the maximum years of experience a person is having while with respect to LinkedIn, then with respect to YouTube, then with respect to, I would say the third point is community, right? So that is what I'm looking for. So basically, if you will see this table again, so in this table, with respect to LinkedIn, there are 2 people, right? Yes, there are 2 people via LinkedIn. So in LinkedIn, we have years of experience, 4 and 2 in my table. So I'm looking for an answer as 4 because this is the maximum year of experience. For community, again 4. For YouTube, again 4. So this is my answer in my table. Accordingly, your answer will get changed. So can anyone give me the command for this? Now, your aggregation command will definitely get changed. I hope you know this. So this aggregation of max command will give you, yesterday also we have discussed, day before yesterday, the maximum value, right? In any specific column, whichever you will write. So try to use this command and give me the result. Similarly, min command will give you a minimum value in that specific column. Count star, will count known null values. I think that also we have discussed. Sum will give you a total of whatever column you're specifying. Average will give you the average of whatever value you're specifying. So considering that thing, try to write a command for this.
Ma'am, please open your notes in which you have taught about aggregation.
Okay, I got one response. Correct. Great. Looking forward for other responses as well. हाँ, अब यहाँ पे गलती हुई ना, Siddhesh. There is something wrong in your command. Again, think over it. Think about what rule I have just now talked about in the group by. See these 2 points and reframe your command. What about others? Not difficult at all. As of now, we are working on very easier tasks. From tomorrow, you will see few difficult stuffs will be started. Can I get response from other people? Very good. Now it is correct. Okay, Kanisha. No. No. Kanisha, not correct. See, we are looking for the source of joining, and in the second column, highest year of experience. That's it. So what I want as an output is the source of joining, which is, for example, LinkedIn, as I told you. And then the maximum years of experience is, let's say, 4. Community, maximum years of experience is, let's say, again 4. YouTube, maximum years of experience is, again, let's say, 4. That's how I'm looking forward this result. So few students have given the correct command. So what we will do, we will say select, right? After that, what we are looking for is the source of joining.
Can you check mine once?
Why you have so much complicated command if we can do it in a very simple way? So what you have mentioned is source of joining, year of experience, count star as number of students, from learners table, group by, source of joining, year of experience, order by maximum of years of experience.
I guess source of joining spelling is typo. There is one more.
This is, see, LinkedIn 4, community 4, YouTube 4, again YouTube 2, LinkedIn 2. Can you see the result? There is an issue in this result. I'm not looking for this result. So you have done, that's what I think Kanisha has also done. See, I'm not looking for a group by of both of them, source of joining and years of experience. Might be you have misunderstood my problem statement. I'm looking for source of joining and maximum year of experience correspond to that source of joining. That's it. So what I'm looking for is, what is the source of joining, comma, maximum of years of experience. That's it. As you can say, max years of experience from table name is learners, group by the source of joining. See this?
Yes.
Think over it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying give me the combination, unique combination of this source of joining and years of experience. This is completely wrong. This is not my problem statement, right? So this is how things will be done. If you can see, we will be able to get what is the source of joining. So this analysis will help me or give me the idea as a content creator or as a, owner per se, ki which particular platform is good to sell the courses for highly experienced people. Maybe let's say in future I will launch a system design course, or maybe I will launch some advanced portion of data science. Maybe I will launch some advanced algorithms. Maybe I'll launch some course of advanced DSA, which is specifically designed for, let's say, highly experienced people, or not for freshers, maybe, or maybe for a hard level. So in that case, that is the major idea which I want to get, that okay, which particular platform I should focus more on in order to advertise my course, right? So that's the major thing. That's how this question is being designed. Make sense? Now, another problem is just to show you again, same thing we can do, right? Where I want to see or I want to plan a course for the freshers. So I'm looking for, let's say, minimum years of experience any person hold with respect to the individual platforms that we have. So in that case, the only thing which you're supposed to do is to write this min command, just to make you just sure that how these commands are working. I'm just showing you this question. So you can see via LinkedIn, so you can change this alias name to min years experience, and you can just run this command by saying LinkedIn 2 is the minimum years of experience, YouTube again 2 years, community 4 years. So maybe I will have to focus more towards LinkedIn and community. YouTube, maybe the maximum people who are freshers are maybe on that platforms rather than on community. So that's how we can do the analysis. Now, another thing is also very interesting. Let's say I want to look for that correspond to individual source of joining. I'm looking forward is the average years of experience, not the maximum, not the minimum. If you will ask me in industry per se, who are doing any edtech platform or who wants to sell any of their products, they're not looking for minimum or maximum. These are the extreme ends. They're looking for average. They're looking for an average experience any person usually holds. So in that case, what you will do, anyone who can write a command, it's quite easy. So instead of just writing min and max, you can just make sure you will write AVG, average. So average year of experience, you will be easily able to get that. So you can see on LinkedIn, on an average, 3 years of experience, people are there who are purchasing my course. On YouTube, again, 3, on community, again, 3. Similarly, if you want to just verify, because it's the very first time if someone is doing this stuff, I'm just showing you. If you want, if someone is saying, give me the summation of the complete years of experience. So instead of just writing average, just keep it sum here. So all these are the aggregation operators that just now I have discussed, where you will see the addition of all the experiences we are getting. But definitely for the industry per se, it does not make sense. It does not makes much sense. But
can I
what makes sense is this one.
I'm sorry. For the average, it gave a decimal. Can we do something to make it not have a decimal?
What you are saying? Sorry. Uh-huh.
No, I'm sorry. For the average, it gave a
Mhm.
decimal, 3 dot,
Yes.
4 dot. Can we make it not have a decimal? Or does it matter?
Actually, in the average, the output should always be decimal. Why is that
Oh.
so? Because when we are doing an average, it can be 3.5, 4.5, 7.5 years of experience. So by
Okay.
default, when you're using this keyword of average, internally, they have designed in such a way that it will always take a decimal type in return.
Okay, thank you.
That's why you will get this kind of answer. In this case, because we are using some even numbers and the data is very small, so we're getting result in terms of 3, 3, 4. But practically, you will see maximum number of times while getting the average thing, we're getting 6.5 years of experience or 7.5 years of experience and so on. That's why they're not taking any chance. They're using a decimal type only.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Perfect. Shall we move ahead, everyone? So far, so good. So in this way, we have just now covered up all the aggregation operators that we have until so far. Now, shall we proceed to the next part? Let's make it bit heavy now. I want to display the reports of those learners who joined via more than one source of joining. I want to display the records of those learners who have joined the course via more than one source of joining. It can happen, right? How group by is working? So basically, I just in the starting of the session told you how group by is working. In the group by, what is happening is whatever column you are specifying. So it will check the unique values available in that column. For example, let me take any of this question which we have covered up till so far. Maybe the very first command which we have seen today, right? So let me just copy this command. So what is happening is this group by, after whatever column you're specifying, it will check the unique values or the entries in this specific column in the source of joining. In our case, there are only 3 unique source of joining, which is LinkedIn, YouTube, and community. So what is happening is it is just doing a grouping by on basis of these 3 values that we have. What it is doing, it is trying to display count star of number of students. So what we are saying is from this table named learners, do one thing, check how many people are there who are having a source of joining as LinkedIn. In our case, it was 2. How many people are there who are joined by a source of joining as YouTube? And same goes for community. This is a simple way how the group by is working. If I'll ask from you, what is the order of execution of this command? What will you answer? Just like the way we discussed in the previous sessions, order of execution. Anyone who can tell me? So what is the order of execution of this SQL command?
From, select, count, and group by.
First is from, select,
So one answer I got from will work first.
and
Then she's saying select. Then
Group by. Sorry. Count and group by.
I think group and count.
it should be first of all group by
And count.
and then count, not vice versa. See, when you will observe these execution things, then you will be automatically able to understand internally how things are working on top of the SQL query. Now, why count is not should not come prior to group by. Understand this logically. You have said from. It makes sense because whatever table we want to look for, that is something which we have to first of all explore. So from will help me to do that. Then we are saying select because we need to check which particular value we want to display. So it is source of joining and count star as number of students. That's fine. Then group by, on the basis of which particular column we have to do a grouping. So I have mentioned source of joining. So on the basis of this source of joining, give me a count, right? That is what we are doing internally. So first of all, it will do a grouping on the basis of LinkedIn, YouTube, and community. And then it will count the individual number of records as the number of students, which is 2, 2, and 2. Okay? I hope it makes sense.
Yes.
Perfect. Now tell me the answer of this. How can we solve this problem? Although I don't think we do have a records where the source of joining is more than one. But this question indicates that, let's say if there is someone, if let's say we will go back to the reports that we have. So in this case, you can see, for example, let's say I will say Akash is someone who is coming from LinkedIn also. And Akash is coming from, let's say, YouTube also. So is there any person who is coming from more than one source of joining? If let's say this is the question, if I want to explore, is there anyone, for example, let me take a very simple example. Akash is someone who is a learner on my website and he watched the advertisement, you can say, or the post on LinkedIn, as well as on my YouTube channel also, he watched the video. So that is where I'm looking for those people who are having a source of joining multiple times, not single time. So can we have a list of those reports? So how can we solve this question? What query we should write here?
Group by source of joining where source of joining greater than 1.
Yes. Now, just now, I think Nagasai is the one who said that we have to filter the data, right? We have to apply somehow where clause that where the total count of the number of records, number of students that we have should be bigger than 1. Okay. Let's try to reframe that query and then we will see one more interesting thing on top of this, why I came up with this question. So let's try to write this. Can you write this on your own before I'll write? Whatever is coming in your head with respect to this question, can you write this in the form of a SQL query? Whatever you are thinking that where clause will be coming or in which particular column value it will come, write the query on the basis of that thing. I'm just copying this command. Select source of joining, comma, count star as number of students from learners table. Group by, I'm saying source of joining. having number of students bigger than 1. Now try to understand this again. What we have done here, we have specified on the basis of source of joining. Grouping has been done, which is YouTube, community, and LinkedIn. And we have checked that is there a number of count of the number of students more than 1 with respect to the platforms that we have, separate platforms. So why I have entertained this particular constraint, always remember that whenever there is any filtration is required on aggregation, after group by, apply, having close. Always remember, whenever you want to filter data, let's say in a normal statement, you want to filter some data. In the very first session, we have talked about where close. But at any point of time, if let's say you want to do the aggregation, you want to apply any filter on top of any aggregation value. For example, in this case, I want to apply a filter on top of this number of students I got, which is an aggregation of this count star. In that case, you cannot apply a where clause here. If you will apply, let's see what will happen. You will get the issue. You will get the error. So after group by, the same filter work will not be done by where clause. It will be done by a having clause. So you will write a having constraint here to run this particular command. Is this part is clear? So again, I am just copying this command and just copying it here. So what I have trying to convey here, that whatever the unique source of joining we have, so we have applied a aggregation after that, right? So if you remember, if we will not apply the having clause, what was the result we are getting? If we just remove this and run this, we are getting, because in this case, all of them are having number of students as more than 1. That's why this is the answer we are getting. If let's say I'm looking for, let's say more than maybe 2, what do you think? What would be the result we will be able to get? Any idea? If I just run this command, what is the answer I will be able to get?
Empty. It will be empty.
It will be empty. So always remember that if you want to apply any of the filter, that's what I want to convey here. Any of the filter you want to do on top of this aggregation, which you have done here. So you have, if you're using a group by in your command, for filtration purpose, you will always go for this having clause. Is it clear? Be it any situation. For example, I can give you a question that display me the count of those students who joined via LinkedIn. So what I'm saying is, display
Yeah.
the count of those students who joined via, let's say, only LinkedIn. Can you do this? Meanwhile, I am taking the question. Yes, please ask.
Yeah, this is the same question as above. Like, we are having the students who applied via LinkedIn, YouTube, and community.
Yes, but on top of that, we have applied one condition that give me the only those results, those source of platforms where enrollments happened more than one time. For example, let's do one thing in this case. The issue is coming up because we will be having, only few records. Let's try to insert 2 more records in the table of learners, then you will get an idea. So what is the major issue? Whatever thing we are doing, that is same, which you said. But on top of that, we are saying, in the platforms where the number of enrollments happened more than one time, only show those results itself. On top of that, you have applied one filter. So maybe what we can do is, let's do the insertion of insert 2 more enrollments in the learners table to make it easily conveyable. So I think we have the insert command in the previous case. So what I can do, I can just copy this command 2 times. And I can say maybe first name is Siddhesh. Last name is Kumar. Contact number, I'm just writing randomly. Email ID is, let's say, siddesh@gmail.com. Let's say his enrollment date is this. What does this 4 indicate? Do you remember?
Experience,
Years of
year
experience.
Okay, years of experience. Okay, that's fine. Maybe you can write as a Gurugram. Okay. Now let's enroll one more student, maybe Kanisha. Let's say Mishra itself, and then okay, we will say Kanisha. Then same thing, company name, let's say Google, and year of experience, let's say 5. Then let's say ki LinkedIn only and Bangalore. Let's do the insertion of this too. Done. Now, if I'll just again check the reports of the learners, you will be able to see we will be having multiple reports. 9 reports are there now. Now, let's say ki I'm looking for maybe only those reports where the number of enrollments happened more than 2. Now you will be able to understand. I'm looking for only those platforms where, with the help of that platform, the number of enrollments happened is more than 2. So now what do you think? What could be the answer we will be able to get? Any idea?
I think we will get LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
So if you remember in the previous case, all of them will be at the same number. That's why might be it would be confusing for you, but now it would be clear to everyone that in this case, now I'm getting the answer as LinkedIn, where the number of enrollments, number of students who have enrolled is 4. So at any point of time, whenever you want to apply a constraint, a filter on top of the reports which you are getting. So if you learn only this statement, you will get all the values: LinkedIn, YouTube, community, right? The number of students who have enrolled. On top of this, I'm looking for the number of students who have enrolled more than 2 times on any platform. Via which platform we have got the enrollment? LinkedIn. So on top of this table, which you got after group by, if you want to apply a constraint, if you want to apply any filter, you have to use having close. So if you will use this, now you got only one answer, which is LinkedIn and 4. Now it is clear what I want to convey. Yashasvi, is it clear?
Yes, yes.
What is the difference between previous command and this command? Perfect. Everyone, is it clear? Okay. Now, who will give me the count of those students who have joined via LinkedIn? So I got few results. Let's see whether it is correct or not. Let's copy this. So for me, I think I do have different naming. Source of joining. Count star as number of students from learners table. Group by this. Having source of joining equals to link. Is that correct? What do you think? Let's try to run this. Is it fine? If let's say I'm looking for only YouTube. So I can just write it like this and you will be easily able to get the result. So the only purpose to display this question is that how after getting the table by group by, how can you apply a filter? So many people usually get confused and they apply where after group by. And that is where they're going wrong. So after group by, whenever you want to go for filter operation, the only thing which I want to convey in these questions is that you always have to go for the having clause. Never use where clause after group by for filtration purpose. Before group by you can use, but never use where clause after group by command for the filtration purpose. That is the point which you can note it down. That is something which is important to understand. Chicken? Make sense? Shall we move ahead now? Perfect. Let's talk about so group by is done, having clause is done, min, max, sum and average is also done. There is one more thing which I want to cover up today is the logical operators in SQL. Let's do that as well. In the analysis per se, we will try to understand that. What is the meaning of logical operators? The literal meaning of logical operators is logical operators in SQL. Using the command like and or and not. So whenever you are using these commands, this is nothing but is an example of a logical operators that we have. For example, if I'll say in the same question analysis part, I'll say display the course which does not include Excel. Can you display me the course names or the courses details which does not have an inclusion of Excel? So how will we solve this problem? Any idea? So I want to display the entire course details of only those courses which doesn't include the name Excel. How
We
can we
need
solve
to
this problem?
use not equal.
Not equal will not work. Think about it. You have already learned in the last session something called as like keyword. Do you remember?
Okay, we need to match that pattern.
So what you can do, you will say select star from course, right? Where? So let me just check it out, the course which we have. Course name is the column name that we have. So you will write course name. Then you will say course name. Now, if let's say if it includes Excel, so what is the command you will write? Like, then you will say percentile, Excel and percentile. This is the command of giving the course which includes Excel. Let's see. Yes, I'm getting the correct answer. But what I want is, I don't want this term to be included. So whenever you want something to not include, just write a command to include that, and prior to that, just write a note keyword. This note keyword will do the vice versa thing. So now it will look for only those reports which doesn't include this key term as Excel. So if you learn this command, you will be able to get the answer of those course reports which doesn't have this key term as Excel. That's the major utility of not keyword in logical operators in SQL. Make sense?
Yes.
Now let me give you one more question. Again, let's see the table name and then I will reframe the question. Let's say I'm saying to you, display the records of those students who have less than 4 years of experience and source of joining is, let's say, YouTube. So 2 things I have talked about. Years of experience should be less than 4 and source of joining will be YouTube. So what command we should write here? And let's say I will say, and location is Chennai. So you can add multiple things. So whenever you have multiple things to take care of and you want every particular condition to be accepted, then only you want to display the records. That is where you will go to the second logical operator, which is AND. So what command you will write here? You will say select, because I want to display entire record. You will say entire record, select star from. Table name is learners. Now what you want to do? You will apply the filter where you will say years of experience is less than, you will say 4. And this is the important thing which I want to convey with this problem. Source of joining, you will say, is equal to what source of joining we're looking for? YouTube. And location equal to Chennai. Right? This is something which I'm looking for. So let's see. So can you see? We will be able to get the result. So always remember, whenever, so important thing to note here is, what is the utility of this logical operator? Whenever we will be having multiple constraints and all of them should be satisfied, then go for AND operator in SQL. Is it clear? Any doubt in this part? Next question. Display the records of those students who have the years of experience between, let's say, 1 to 3 years. So how can we solve this problem? Any idea? There exists again one other operator called as between. So you will use that operator to say 1 and 3. So you will say select star from, table name is learners. Then you will say where years of experience between 1 and 3. Let's see. Just check it out. The table of learners. I'm just looking into whether this 3 is exclusive or inclusive. Okay, we don't have 3. Let's say 1 and 4. It's inclusive, right? Correct. So this is the command. This is the correct command to write or to display the records between any duration, whatever you want. For example, here we have displayed from 1 to 4. So at any point of time, this kind of a analysis needs to be done. You will always go for between keyword. Is it fine? Now, the same thing, if you want to display the records, but the thing is, you are saying that anything will work. You will write or. Either the year of experience will be less than 4, or source of joining is YouTube, or the location is, Chennai. If let's say I want to apply multiple constraints and any one of them, you will say any one of them, you are saying should be satisfied, not all of them, then always go for OR operator in SQL. So what you will do, you will simply say one thing. Same constraint you will apply, but you will say OR. And if you will run this, you will be able to get multiple records now. So what is the difference between AND versus OR? In AND, it will check all the 3 conditions will be satisfied. In OR, it will check any one of the conditions will be satisfied. It will print the answer. So you will see in all these 3 answers, either the year of experience will be less than 2. Yes, for every particular first 2 records, you can see year of experience is less than 2. Source of joining is YouTube in the last record, or the location is Chennai. So you can see that's where we are getting 3 records in this OR part. But when we applied the AND constraint, we're just getting the single record in the AND part. Is that clear? So what is AND, what is OR, what is not, and what is between keyword? Between also we have discussed in this part itself. Is it fine? Any doubt? So far, so good? Everyone, shall we move ahead?
Yes.
Now let's move ahead with respect to the alter command. Okay. We have discussed alter is a DDL or DML command. What I talked to you?
DML
It's a
command.
no DDL command, right? Alter is a DDL command. Update is a DML command. In update, you are trying to manipulate your data in terms of whatever with the report values you have. In alter, you want to change the schema. Now, what is the meaning of this? Let's try to understand this fact. So that is where we are now focusing our next discussion with respect to the alter command in SQL. If I just show you the description of, let's say, any of the table we can see actually, let's say employee, which was the first table we have created. So you can see we have EIDs, we have first name, we have last name, we have age, we have salary, we have location. Now in future, maybe I just want to, change this table, and I want to add one more column by the name of, let's say, job position, which is again an important thing, that any employee, whosoever is working in my company, holding what kind of a position. Let's say in future, I need that particular part as well. So one way could be that you will drop this table entirely and you can recreate a table by manually typing a create table command, which we have done on a very first day, if you remember, right? This is the way we have tried to do that. Inside that, you can just add one more column after comma, job position, and then you can type the type of that particular job position, then the constraint if you want to add. But another way could be, which I won't talk about today, is the alter command, where you can say alter table. What is the table name you want to alter? My table name is employee, right? Now, what I want to do, I want to add a new column. So you will say add column. What is the column name you want to add? Let's say I'm saying job position. This is my new column, which I want to add in the employee table. What is the type of this? Let's say I'm saying varchar again of 50. This is the type. So if you will just run this table and check the description of the table again, you will be able to see you will be having a new position, new field by the name of job position in the table named employee. Does that make sense to everyone? Similarly, instead of adding, you can, let's say you again see the description of this first name. You have seen varchar of 50. Now you observe that there is a no name which is having that much 50 character length. So why to waste the space? So you're like, nahi, I will change my this type of varchar 50 to maybe varchar 40. So how can I change? So if you want to modify the already present column, you will use the keyword name modify. So I just copy paste this thing and I'll just, instead of saying add, I'll say modify. What is the column I want to modify? I want to modify the column name, first name, by changing the type from varchar 50 to varchar 40. So as of now, you can see in the schema it is varchar 50, right? So now if I just change this, if I just run this command, and again, if I'll show you, you will be able to see modification is done. And now I will be having a type as varchar 4040. Make sense? Let's say you want to remove a primary key from this table. That's the third thing which you can do via alter command. You can say alter table, employee, table name is employee. I want to drop, let's say the primary key, whatever be the primary key I have, I want to drop. So you can see EID is a primary key as of now in my table. So if you will just run this command and again check the, okay, there is some issue. Incorrect table definition. Alter table name is this. Drop primary key, let's say EID. Let's see now. It should work. Let me just check the column. Can you check the syntax of this? And let me know where we are going wrong. It is saying check the syntax. Should work because we have only one primary key. Let me check the syntax. Alter table employee, drop primary key. I'll say EID. Very weird. There can be only one auto column and it must be defined as a key.
No, we have given auto increment. So
Okay, but that should not be the issue, I think.
actually for auto increment, there must be a unique value for all. And that's why I think it's not dropping the primary key.
But again, please say what you are saying for auto
For
increment.
for auto increment, we have to have the unique keys, like unique values 1, 2, 3, 4, and again number of. So that's why it is not dropping the primary key, because primary key is again applying the constraint of unique.
Sure.
And if you try at another table which is not auto incremented, I
Okay,
think
let's try that. That is what we can do. Maybe we can use another table, maybe but in the course also we have applied auto increment. Maybe in the learners table, I think we have done. We have done. But auto increment we have done in every table actually. Let's try maybe. The same issue is coming up. Let me-
auto increment is there.
Auto increment is there. That's why. Yeah.
Yes, that's why.
But with auto increment also, how can we remove? Will that be possible or not? That is what we have to check it out. It should be possible, right?
They are saying that there can be only one auto column and it must be defined as a key.
Okay, let me fix it. Let me just check it out. How can we? But anyhow, what I want to define here is that in the alter table, you will observe we have three ways. One is addition, one is modification, one is deletion. So at any point of time, you want to modify the schema of the table. You will always go for this alter command where you will mention alter. Anyhow, the syntax is correct. The only reason is I think whatever she's saying might be correct. I'm not sure. I'll just check it out. But you will observe the syntax will be alter table. What is the table name which you want to alter? After that, you have to define the command. What is the addition you want to do, modification you want to do, or drop you want to do. Maybe at your end also, you can just check it out. And if you got a proper result of auto increment is there and how can we drop in that scenario, do let us know in the Telegram group. Otherwise, definitely I'll see and let you know, right? So in this case, let's say maybe you want to drop job position itself. How will that be possible? Can you write a command for this? So what you will do, whatever be the table you have just now created, maybe we can see drop command on this as of now. But definitely I'll look into that point. Maybe we will say drop and then we will define the column. What is the column name you want to drop? It's a job position. Let's try to run this. So you can see because it is not having any constraint, that is the only reason what she is saying. So it is dropping it properly. So that's the complete syntax where alter, table name, drop, column,
Actually,
job position.
I have tried to create one table with the primary key and I have also dropped that column. So it is possible.
Working fine. Same command
Yes,
which we
but
have written.
there is an auto increment, so it's not possible. For auto increment, we have to have the primary key.
Okay. So that is it means that's now clear key whenever we will be having that auto increment wala part, that's the only reason why that issue was coming up. So the only thing which you have to make sure that whenever you want to modify the schema, there will be always two ways. One way can be where you can just drop the previous table entirely and try to recreate that. When I'm saying recreation, in that same create command, you can just update whatever new values you want to insert or whatever be the new ways you want to do. For example, you want to add new primary key or you want to delete the previous primary key, whatever you can do. Second way can be where you can use this alter command. Either you can add any new column or you can delete any previous column or you can modify the type of any of the column that you have via this alter command. Makes sense? Is this clear? There is something called as
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
truncate. Please ask.
Ma'am,
Before
if the auto increment is the issue, so when we are dealing with a large amount of data and we will be using auto increment in there, so will it be not a big problem to alter the?
I'll look into it. I'll sit and check. if there is an auto increment available, how we can, is it possible or also not possible? And if it is possible, how will it be done? That's what I'm saying. So
Okay, ma'am.
as of now, this is the issue which we are facing, where auto increment is there, and that's why we directly won't be able to do that. But definitely, I feel there will be a separate way via which we can do that. Maybe in the next discussion tomorrow. Before that, I'll do my research and will let you know that how this thing is feasible or not, and if yes, and then how we will do. I'll show you the implementation for the same. Don't worry, right? So now, another question for you all is the truncate command. I'm not showing you this part. There is a very widely asked interview question that what is the difference between delete, which we have discussed, versus truncate command in SQL. I want you all to do your research on this part and give me the answer tomorrow. You can write it somewhere. What is the significance of truncate command? You will observe that somehow it is doing similar stuffs in just like the way we have talked about in deletion. So I'm looking forward towards your response, that what do you feel is the difference between deletion versus truncate, and in a scenario-based problem, at what point of time we should go for the delete command, and at what point of time we should go for the truncate command. We'll do that. Sorted? Is this clear? Will you be able to work on that part?
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Perfect. The last important part of today's session is, so we have talked about, again, let's go back to the agenda, logical operators. Then we have talked about this is done, alter command is done, decimal data type. Let's work on that part and then we will proceed. So until so far, we have seen data types in SQL as, specifically you will observe varchar, int, and we have talked about the third one is timestamp. Let's focus on decimal type. What is this all about? Because in the last session also you have asked to me a few things related to this part, right? So today let's discuss this in detail, that, okay, if let's say any particular field that we have, and if I want to insert few records in that field with respect to decimal pointer type, how can we do that? For example, if you remember, if I'll say DESC of course table, you will observe one thing here, that our course ID is integer, our course duration months is integer, and course fee is also integer. Let's say ki the course duration in months, I want to write any number in the form of a decimal part. Because it might be the case na ki any course will run only for 2.5 months or 3.5 months or 4.5 months. If let's say this is the situation, and I'll do the insertion, maybe where is the insertion command of courses we have mentioned? I think on the first day we have done. No, second day. Yes, this is the command, right? Let me copy this and paste it over here. So let's say ki tomorrow in future, I'm planning to launch any other course by the name of, let's say, maybe Foundations of Machine Learning. This is the new course which came up. And it is having a course duration in months as, I'm saying 3.5. And the course price is, let's say, 4,999. Now, this is the course which I have, and I'm running this particular part. Now, if you will observe, I have mentioned a float type or decimal type as this course will run for 3.5 months. But what do you think? The error is not coming up, right? It will not reflect any error. But when you will check the reports, select start from course, you will observe one thing. What is the issue in this point? Automatically, if you will observe, the new course which just now I have entered, which is the Foundations of Machine Learning, I have said that the duration will be 3.5 months, but automatically it will convert it into a int type from 3.5 to 4. And that is an issue, because if let's say, I'm conveying to my learners that it will be of 3.5 months, and by default on my website, it is reflecting it as a 4 months, and learner will purchase any course, and he's expecting or she's expecting that she will teach for 4 months and I'm just wrapping up in a, let's say 3.5 months, that will definitely give a false impression towards the learner side. But maybe intentionally I'm not aware, or I'm just planning to do it for 3.5 only. But there is a big clash, right? That whatever she is committing, she is not doing that thing as a mentor. And this usually happens. So we need to take care of these numbers, that whatever things we're writing in terms of the platform or the portal or anywhere, whenever we are purchasing or selling any courses or any products in the company, we have to make sure that whatever number we're writing, it will be accurate, it will be precise. So that is where a need will be coming into picture to convert our type from integer to decimal, right? So one way, again, you can tap on the alter command of changing the type. Just now I have shown you how we can change the type from in the first name example. Or another way now I'm showing you, where we will try to here definitely create a new table itself, where we will work upon this courses part. Okay, so that we will check the results appropriately. So what we can do here is to resolve this problem. So I hope this part is clear, that there is a implicit, this is called as implicit, you can say typecasting is going on, where automatically it is converting your decimal number to an integer number by increasing the number value, right? So how we can solve this problem? We can solve this problem by creating a decimal type. So let's try to see the type, this part, right? This is the creation of a course table. So what I can do is I can maybe write a create table. Maybe I'll try to create one new table by the name of course underscore update. This is my updated table that I have. Now I have course ID int type. I have course name. I have course duration in months. There is something called as decimal. Let's say I will write the keyword as decimal 3,1. So let's try to understand what is the meaning of that. So I'm changing my type here from integer to I'm saying decimal. And I'm writing 3,1. What is the significance of this? Let's try to understand. For example, I'm saying decimal 3,1. This first keyword indicates a precision. And second keyword indicates a scale. For example, you are saying that in total I will be having 3 digits, and after decimal only 1 digit is visible. Okay? For example, you will say 3.5. This is fine. Maximum we can have 3 digits. Here we are having only 2. That will work perfectly fine. But after decimal, we can have only one value itself. For example, you will say 12.5. All these are the examples of decimal type, where you are saying 3 digits are there. 1, 2, 5 is a 3-digit number. After decimal, I only have a single value, only one value, because my scale is 1. Does that make sense, what I'm trying to convey here? Any doubt in this part? Anyone?
Please explain the example with 3.51.
So this indicates that maximum, or you can say at most, you can have these many digits. Okay? So when you're saying 3.5, how many number of digits you have? Number of digits count?
Ma'am, 1 before decimal.
2. Number of digits, 2n.
Okay.
Right? 2 digits are there. And after decimal, how many values are there? How many digits are there?
1.
Only 1. So this is what you have mentioned is a strict version, that you can only have after decimal 1 digit. You cannot write 3.54 like this. This is not allowed. After decimal, only single digit. In total, you can have maximum 3 digits. That's the simple inference of saying this part. Decimal of, let's say 3,1, 4,2, whatever you write, depending upon your needs. Is it fine? So now what will happen? Let me show you the example by implementation. I'll just try to recreate this table. It's done. And let's do one thing. Let me go back to the previous insertion commands that we have done. I'm just copying the same thing here. And I'm copying the above command also. And just writing the course table as course update because everything is same only. What I will do, I'll mention maybe 3.5. Here I'll mention 2. Here I'll mention, let's say, only 1. Let's say. Maybe 2.5. Let's see now what will happen. Okay, let's try to see this. Select star from course underscore update. Let's run this. Wow, can you see? Whatever issue we are facing in the last scenario is not here. You can see clearly because you have mentioned the precision as 1. So automatically, first of all, every particular type you will observe is a decimal type. Wherever you are saying the integer number, it is coming it as .0. For example, you are saying Excel mastery courses of 2.5 months, DSA courses of 2 months, SQL bootcamp is of 1 month, foundations of machine learning is of 3.5 months.
Ma'am, I got this point, but I have a question. Ma'am, why didn't you alter the data? Why did you created a new table, course update? What was the reason behind
Because
it?
I will work on this table as an, I want to show you few stuff. That's why I don't updated that. You can, if you want, you can go with that process also because I already have shown you how you can update the previous table by using alter command. That's why I have not used that, but you can do that as well.
Ma'am, we will, ma'am, the command for the, changing will be
Alter table name is course.
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
you will just mention the, what was the value, this course duration months,
Duration.
decimal 3,1, not none. So it will change that.
Done.
Is this data type we would use for money? I didn't get your point, Kanisha. What you want to ask?
I think she's asking for currency. If we have a currency column, we use which type of data type?
Okay.
Like 1.5, like
Yes, it's correct. Correct. Makes sense? So far, so good?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, there is one more thing which I want to talk about here, which can be useful in future. That's why I have tried to create a separate table itself. Just few minutes back, Prabhutva asked, what's the issue? So I have inserted new column, right? I have in future, let's say, launch a few more courses. And this is a, I would say every month or every few weeks, maybe I will launch new boot camp. Then maybe after a few weeks, I will decide to launch one new course of long duration of 3 months or 4 months. It's a long-term process. It's a long-term journey. And the updates will happen in the back end. Now, I want to see those updates at every moment that where the changes are happening. That is where I'm trying to create one more column by the name of, let's say, changed add. And I'm giving one type here as the timestamp. Now see this, what is happening here. And I'm mentioning default. Now, I'll tell you what is the significance of this. Now, let's try to run this command. So what we can do is we can do one thing simply, drop table, course underscore update. And what I can do is simply I will drop it and oops. Changed at, I have mentioned timestamp type, right? I have mentioned default, it will take the current timestamp. So you have mentioned now. So if you remember, we have worked with timestamp. By default, when you're not mentioning anything, you're just mentioning, let's say, normal timestamp, what it was throwing to you? The current or whatever be the date you are specifying correspond to the time, right? If let's say I'm mentioning default, now let's see what is happening. So we are creating this table, done. We are inserting this part. Done. Can you see what has happened? I'm getting a new column by the name of change that. Here I'm getting a date, today's date, 28/3/2024. What is the time I'm getting? 9/48/45. Current time. Make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
So we are saying by default, give me the current now onwards time. If you will not mention this, it will throw 0000 by default. I think yesterday in the last class itself, Prabhutva was the one who asked that what is this 00 signifies. So I think today, I hope everyone got the idea. So by default, when you are saying that nothing is specifically specified, it will throw you 000000, means hours, minutes, and seconds. But let's say you want that, I want the current time where this course I'm launching with the date. You can always go for this particular command. Make sense? Now let's say I think few minutes we have passed, a few seconds we have passed, and let's try to see and insert a new course. Maybe because we have inserted all the 4 courses in one go, you're getting a similar kind of a time here. Now let's do one thing. Maybe I am launching a new course by the name of Statistics for Data Science. And I'm saying duration is, let's say, 1.5 months. The price is, let's say, 3,999. Okay? This is the course thing. Now let's insert this again and check. Can you see timings? It is changing. So whenever you are writing a new course, what is the current timing at that moment it is showing, it will automatically reflect that point. It is helping me in terms of auditing. Like if, let's say in future, after some point of time, I want to go back and see my database, what are the courses, at what point of time I have launched, when I have made the plan, right? That will be really helpful for me. And you can utilize this property in any of the table that you want.
Even in the industry point of view, we use this kind of thing in logs, basically.
Correct.
We store logs.
Correct. The same thing, whatever he's saying. So usually we store logs, right? If you will see whenever you are doing any development task, in the backend logs are there. If you got some issue, you always went to that particular log file, check it out where it went wrong, and then you try to rectify. It's kind of a same thing. You can relate with that. Now there is one issue, but still. What is that? Can you write a command to, let's say I want to update the course fee of, maybe I would say, SQL Bootcamp to, let's say, 4,999 or maybe 3,999. Can you give me a command just now? Then we will move ahead. What I want to convey here, what is the issue in this? Still in this table, there is some issue. We'll work on that part. I think everyone knows how update command works. So I want to change my SQL Bootcamp course fee from 3,999 to, sorry, from 2,999 to 3,999.
Ma'am, in
Can
this
you
case,
write a
also we
command
can
and
use
give it
alter
to me?
table or not? Ma'am, in this case, we can use na alter or we will use update.
Always remember, don't get confused here. Whenever you want to change anything inside the table, the records that you have, then only go for update command. Alter command only changes the schema. Schema means when you write DESC of course update. If let's say you want to change anything in this schema part, then you will go for alter command. As of now, I told you to change inside the course content which you have, the reports value you have. In that case, you will go for always update command.
Okay.
Write it down and give me the command. So let me write it down in the meanwhile. the issue that we face today. I'll look into it. Auto increment. Primary key deletion. And if you guys also see something, you will do the research on this part, you can also share in the Telegram group. Okay, I'll also look into it. Perfect. Okay, I got the command. I feel it is correct. Let's copy paste. Update, I think my table name is not courses, it's course_update. I'm saying set course fee as 3,999. Okay, let's run this. Some issue is there. यहाँ पे you guys must be facing some issue. No, this is not how things will work. I believe so. What is the issue? Anyone who can tell me? I think in the update command, I have discussed this part. In the last part. What is the issue in this part? Do you remember that?
We need to set
This is
After
not
where
right.
there should be a unique value, the primary key.
Do it accordingly then.
Okay.
I think, let's see. So let me check. What is my course ID for this SQL bootcamp? It is 3. So you need to work for 3. Update. What is the table name? Course_update. What do you want to do? You want to set the course fee equals to 3,999, where our course ID is equal to 3. Let's see now. Let's try to run this select wala part to check whether changes are reflected or not. Does the changes are there? Check it out. On 3, SQL bootcamp price initially was 2,999 and is changed to 3,999. Is that fine? Working fine? Yes, it will only work with the primary key. In the last class also we have discussed update and delete command. Always in the safe mode will work only for primary key. You can change it in the platform that you can disable that safe mode, then it will work perfectly fine. But I would just don't go for that part because usually it is a good habit, practice that we will always go for this safe mode itself. That's why I'm not changing it. Now, what is the trouble in this command? Everything is fine, right? Results are coming correct. Everything is great. The only issue is if you will see the timestamp, this is not changing on update. Can you observe this? The timestamp was the previous one only when for the very first time I have done the insertion of SQL bootcamp. But now I have changed anything. What I want is that at the time of update of anything of the previous part as well, I will get the updated timestamp, not the previous one, not the obsolete one. So how that would be done? In that scenario, you have to again do a bit of change by saying on, you will say update command, give me the again now timestamp. Means whenever you are doing any updation in the previous record, whenever you're applying any update command, again use this now keyword, which will give you the current timestamp of the given values. So if you will just again do the same thing, similar thing, you can just do one thing. Maybe you can drop the table by the name of course_update. and try to do the same thing where you are just trying to drop it first, create it again, insert few values, check the record.
Can we use the alter command to change the property of change at column?
You can do. Usually, I personally, if you will ask me, like, because we don't need to rewrite the same commands again and again. So that's why I personally like it very easy and very convenient to do like this, that I will usually drop it and then do the changes in the schema itself and then run it. But if you want, as I already conveyed you, that alter command is also the one which you can use to change the schema. You can go for that one as well. Always two options are there. Okay. Now, in this case, if you will be able to observe, we will be having two triple line again. Timestamp is there. You can see clearly. If let's say I will do the course update now, done. And again, if I'll check, where is that? This one. So can you see the changes in the timing? Maybe not that much, but at the last second part, you will see 52 is there. So when all the commands will be inserted, it's 0, 1. But now for the update, it is showing to me 5, 2. So it's a reflection which shows that now at any point of time, if I want to update anything, it will automatically shown by the timestamp. So how it can be done? By changing this kind of a scheme, right? So when you're saying timestamp default, now it will take the current time. Now, the problem is that if in future you will change any of the report, it will not update that particular time. So if you want to do that, or further you will mention on update now, which will take care that in future, if let's say that same content, same report will be updated. So in that case, it will take the updated value, updated timestamp. That's how the complete flow will be. So, if you have any doubt, now you can ask from me. This is the overall idea behind the decimal data type, and on top of this, the timestamp value with respect to how we can use this now keyword to change the value and to update the value. Yes, please ask if you have any question till so far. Whatever things we have covered. So basically, if you will observe, major focus of today's class is to talk about aggregation, grouping. We have also discussed about logical operators. On top of that, we have done some analysis. Then we have talked about few of the bits of schemas, how we can change that, alter command. I think these things only we have covered up.